There's a photo of him last week. He's walking down the gangplank, this, Air Force Two, this plane that's big enough to move half a city, And he's holding the hand of this young, attractive woman. I say, wow, who's that? And at the end, it's his granddaughter, Naomi. And here, they got all these guys saluting, the red carpet. What kind of baloney is this? I thought he's going over there to do business. He takes his granddaughter with him, And who's paying for this stuff? It's the same like Hillary Clinton. She sent Chelsea to the soccer game, to cheer on the team. Everybody get this straight. You have a royalty in this country. Harvard, Princeton, Yale, the Bullets, Banks, and Bombs Club. And the only time when they want you is for cannon fodder and to pick your pocket. So people that believe that you're going to have change you could believe in, whether you're voting for the Republicans and the Democrats, you better grow up if you haven't grown up by now.
Absolutely. I want to play a clip for you and get your take on it. To have Greenspan on Meet the Prostitutes, to adopt your term, that's I'm noticing is now becoming popularized. So you've actually coined a phrase that's now going to be in popular use. They say that's a real sign of true influence, so congratulations. Prostitutes, and I hope our listeners will start using it. He was on Meet the Prostitutes, and he said, hey, don't worry, we're not going to default, we'll just print money. And they had the former White House financial advisor on there, Goolsbee, and he literally got shaken up and couldn't believe that Greenspan just said that. So they've got the chutzpah, the arrogance, to come right out in the open and say, we're going to devalue the dollar down to nothing. Let's play that clip. Here it is.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default.
And he's up there with a skull and bones, or when we come back, we'll get Gerald Celente's take on that. And the skull and bones guy, who's the other guest with him, literally starts smiling. You could tell has an adrenaline rush, and you see a little bit of flush come to his face. He actually blushes, like he goes, my gosh, that was just said. And that's what Gerald was just getting into. QE3 is like another bullet in the head. We'll explain what this means on the other side. The destruction of your pensions.
Optics Planet is calling all hunters, shooters, and outdoorsmen. It's time to gear up. As the best online retailer of rifle scopes, red dot sights, lasers, and other firearm accessories, Optics Planet has a special deal to offer GCN listeners. You may already know OpticsPlanet.com has the best selection of weapon lights, holsters, night vision, binoculars, and tactical gear on the planet. With incredibly low prices, free shipping on most orders, and USA-based phone support, Optics Planet is the online retailer of choice for discerning gun owners and outdoor enthusiasts. Featuring Loophole, Blackhawk, EOTech, Crimson Trace, Night Force, Trijicon, Surefire, over 700 top brands. For a limited time, head to opticsplanet.com/GCN to get a free Streamlight Keymate, the world's most powerful keychain light with purchase. That's opticsplanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS right now to speak with an Optics Planet product specialist. 800-332-6784.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do three things right away. Number one, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number two, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number three, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing, or a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including Turtle Tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle Tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, TUFF Shelters.com, or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
Okay, our lines are loaded, but when you hear a caller hang up, we'll start taking your calls in the next hour for Gerald Celente. That's your chance to get on board. We'd love to hear from you. 800-259-9231. I've got a host of other issues I want to pick Gerald Celente's brain on. But Gerald, finishing up with that clip we just played before the break of Greenspan with a very arrogant look on his face. This is the guy that told Lair NewsHour that the Federal Reserve is above the law and its own branch of government. Gee, I didn't read that in the Constitution, plus it's private. I mean, when does it end? Because they're old men and look like they've been put in a microwave and are wearing suits, we've got to just let them gut and destroy everything? What does it signify that they're talking about just printing money to a Weimar Republic level and that they're openly talking about QE3, Gerald?
Well, again, now what is gold at? Now it's $1,891 an ounce. So that's what they're doing. Maybe, you remember in the old Weimar Republic, they had the wheelbarrows? Maybe we could have Bernanke barrows now. So you could load them up, we'll put bungee cords on them to hold the money in so you could buy a loaf of bread. There's not one thing I agree with that guy Rick Perry over there that's running for president, except this one thing about him saying that Bernanke should be brought up for treason. And so should this other guy, Greenspan. And by the way, everything that these guys predicted has been wrong, just for the record, but they keep bringing them back for their expertise. They are robbing the people in front of our eyes. I read to you that piece from Bloomberg that was reported yesterday. $1.2 trillion going to J.P. Morgan Chase, going to Credit Suisse, Societe Generale, Barclays, and not a nickel for you or a nickel for me.
No, our tax money had to pay for this. By the way, MSNBC got hundreds of millions of dollars. And as you said earlier, and I have the article here, who does he go visit but the head of Comcast that owns MSNBC? And literally the subsidiaries they took control of are getting government money. And so they talk about other people having state-run media. We have state-run media. It's just foreign banker-run through the state. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's state-run media. You have it. By the way, if anybody wants to get a glimpse of what's going on over in Libya, I suggest you tune into RT, Russia Today, because they're the only ones that are giving another side of the story. And just like the prostitutes got us into that Iraq war, remember that one? Remember Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction? Remember Katie Couric on the Today Show walking across that map on the floor with that other prostitute? What's that guy, that former general they always dredge up all the time to send the people to war? And they do it all. Remember the New York Times, the toilet paper, a record about Saddam Hussein's yellow cake and them aluminum tubes. They're liars. All they're doing is what every prostitute does. They serve their masters. And if you were to put them all together, you wouldn't come up with one pair of cojones among them all. They're all suck-ups and sellouts, and they're selling out this country, and your children out there, they're going to be next, because the next war, they're going to need more cannon fodder. So keep pumping out those babies and keep spending your money for these wars. What are we going into now? Oh, 9/11. Big celebrations are coming up in New York City in a couple of weeks.
But CNN's reporting that the 9/11 victims and the first responders are barred from being there. That's right. Stay with us.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, coming up in the next segment, your calls for Gerald Celente. Gerald, I read on the radio yesterday the CNN headline, and we're going to dig it back up if people won't believe it. 9/11 first responders barred from 10th anniversary ceremony. And we were able to find another article. What's the source of that? That's Fox News. 911 first responders to be excluded from 10th anniversary ceremony. The actual heroes. Either way you slice what really happened on 9/11, these men and women are heroes that went in and tried to save people, and so many of them died. And because so many of them are angry that they've been excluded from health care and been lied to about asbestos, they're barred from it. And then the prostitutes and the whore criminal government are going to sit up there and sell a police state and their wars on the memory of the dead, and the first responders aren't allowed to be there. What do you make of that, Gerald?
And let's go back and watch what you're going to hear when all of these ceremonies take place. You know how they used to say, and again, as you said, any way you slice it, these are the facts. The World Trade Centers came down, the symbol of America's financial might. Hey, Alex, take a look at the Dow as we speak. It's at 2,000 levels. Guess the terrorist won. Oh, Alex, here's another one for you. 10 years later, they still haven't rebuilt the damn thing. Hey, that really shows you progress, doesn't it? More of that impressive progress. That Petraeus, you know, that general, that now they've merged the CIA and the Defense Department. Now he's the head of the CIA. But when he was running the war in Afghanistan, impressive progress. The war, remember, they whacked general headquarters, regardless of how you believe it happened, whether it happened or not. They hit the damn thing. The terrorists are winning. They won. Look what happens to us when we go to the airports. They x-ray us. They feel us up. They pat us down. Look at the Patriot Act. We have no more constitutional rights. The terrorists won. You won't hear any of this when they have the celebrations. We've lost how much since that time on the wonderful war on terror? Now we have Homeland Security. The terrorists won.
Well, that's it. They're going to be celebrating how they use the terror attacks to fully gut the country and take all of our freedoms. So it is a celebration. So, of course, they don't want the first responders there. They're Al-Qaeda. In fact, guys, print me the article, First Responders to Get Medical Care had to be put through a terror database. Finally, Congress passed a law to give them some basic